following is an excerpt of a recent Mort Radio broadcast. Last week, a few of you, the few who actually listened to the show, brought it to my attention about the MundaneMatt fiasco that took place on the Ralph Retort kill stream, where MundaneMatt, whose name is Matt Jarbo, where MundaneMatt was exposed as being a liar and a habitual and chronic flagger of YouTube videos. And not just any YouTube videos, but YouTube videos that were critical of him and what he had to say. Obviously, some of these videos were not only critical, but viciously critical of him. And although he denied it and has denied it for months or for the last year or so, I don't know, but, for months, and was denying it on the kill stream, it eventually was brought to everyone's attention through a screenshot that Matt was lying, that Matt had been flagging, a lot. I kind of like how that sounds. Matt was flagging. He was flagging a lot. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the whole spiel about it. If you're interested in getting all the details, you can look it up on YouTube and Google. There's plenty out there talking about this fiasco, as I said, in greater detail than I want to go into. And to summarize it, Matt Jarbo, MundaneMatt, was flagging videos with community guideline strikes on any video that talked shit about him. Simple as that. Now, obviously, it's wrong in a lot of ways. One of the main reasons it's wrong is because since he's been a semi-popular YouTuber, Matt Jarbo has been preaching free speech. He's been preaching, the First Amendment, how everyone should have a voice. And yet, when someone does have a voice, as vicious as sometimes those voices are, he would attempt to shut them down. The other problem with, all this shady bullshit is that he continually lied about it. He would just deny it. I did not do this. I did not flag your video or this person's video, while all the time he was. And not only was he habitually flagging videos that were critical of him, but he was doing it with his main account. I mean, if you're going to be a shady, devious character, at least be smart about it. But he can't even do that. He's not even smart about that. He's just he used his main account and it was directly linked to him. And so he even looked. I mean, he not only was he embarrassed by the fact that he lied, by the fact that he was caught red-handed flagging numerous videos, but that he also showed that he wasn't even smart. It was an embarrassment in every single possible way. Now, Matt Jarbo's defense for his actions, his devious actions, and okay, I know I said I've been saying devious a lot, but it's what he did was devious, was conniving, was sneaky. It was wrong. And I don't know how else to describe it other than saying it was devious. I mean, he purposely did this knowing it was wrong. But I was saying his defense was that he was depressed. He was not in a good mind frame. He was contemplating suicide at times. And that in itself is part of how devious all this is and how wrong all this is, because we know that wasn't the case. And even if it was the case, even if you were depressed to the point of almost being suicidal, that does not give you the right to sit there and start flagging other videos because they're pointing at you and calling you an asshole. or a dickhead or whatever they were saying. I haven't seen the videos, but we'll just say they were pretty vicious. No matter how depressed you are, you don't have the right to then start false flagging people and putting out community guideline strikes against them. You're just not allowed to do that. We all go through tough times. We all have shitty days that go into weeks and then into months. Some of us even have shitty years. And all you can do is try to maintain. You can't say, well, I have I'm real depressed right now, so I think I'll go over to my neighbor's house and set it on fire. I think I'll go over to my friend's job and create a ruckus and get him fired from it. You're just not allowed to do that just because you're depressed, if you even are depressed. And I do have to question whether or not he was getting to a point of being suicidal. To me, it's a convenient excuse. To me, it was, I'm caught red-handed. I'm exposed to be this habitual flagger who lied about it. And now I don't know how else to defend it other than saying, well, I was suicidal. Feel sorry for me. I was suicidal. But if he was, go get help. But I don't think he was. Be that as it may. Now, when I was finishing high school and getting ready to move out and head off to college and, meet the world head on, my dad took a moment to enlighten me with some of his blue-collar wisdom. He told me, he pulled me to the side and he told me, I want you to know that there's two things in this life that you don't fuck around with. You don't fuck around with another man's woman, and you don't fuck around with his money. And as blue-collar as that may sound, it's very true. It's very straight to the heart, and you can't really argue the point. You don't fuck around with another man's woman or his money. Now, I don't think Matt Jarbo has fucked around with anyone's woman, or at least to the best of my knowledge he hasn't, but he did fuck around with someone else's money. And that's really what makes this whole situation so sour, so shitty. He knew full well what he was doing could affect the money, however little it would be. That maybe these people were making a lot on ad revenue. I don't know. But whether it was a little or a lot, he was fucking around with someone else's money. You want to get into, well, he was silencing people and he was he was silencing people and denying them their free speech and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. You can say that. It's all valid points. But what really makes this bad is that he was fucking around with someone else's money. Something that he wouldn't tolerate. We know that. None of us would tolerate that. If someone was endangering our bank account, our paycheck, we would be the first to stop it. We would be the first to raise our voice. We would be the first to say, what the fuck are you doing? So he should understand that. He should understand why people are so upset by it. I don't know. Maybe he does understand. Maybe he truly does feel sorry for this. I know he made an official apology about this. But then again, doesn't everyone, when they get caught, apologize? Don't they feel sorry once they get caught? Obviously, the question comes up, if Matt Jarbo had not been exposed, if he had not been caught, would he still feel sorry? Would he have come clean one day and admit to everyone that he screwed up bad and he wants to clear his conscience? Or would he have just continued doing what he was doing? I don't know what the answer to that is, but I guess that depends on who you were asking. Now, I don't think MundaneMatt's YouTube channel is going to die out. I don't think he's going to stop making videos. In fact, I know he won't, because that's his main source of income, is his ad revenue. What I think he should be ready for is the simple truth that every time he puts out a video, at least for a period of time, however long that may be, every time he puts out a video, every time he uploads a video, it's going to have, the comment section is going to have numerous, it's just going to be filled with negative comments towards him. I mean, if he was depressed and suicidal before, I would suggest then not reading the comments, because they're just going to be brutal. They're going to be ugly. They're just going to continuously bring up the fact that he lied, bring up the fact that he false flagged, bring up the fact that he got caught red-handed, and just relive it over and over and over again. So if he is going to continue putting up videos, my advice to him is put your videos up and then don't read the comments, because they're not going to even talk about anything you mention in your video. They're just going to talk about this situation, because the internet is mob mentality. When something like this occurs, people just love to sink their teeth into it, and they don't want to let go. This is good stuff to them, and they'll take this for all it's worth. They will go on forever if they can. That's just the simple truth of it. Now, what I think Mr. Jarbo should do is just take some time off. I'm not saying a year or two. I'm just saying for a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, and then come back. And if you want to address the issue about what happened, you can. And then hopefully by then, things will have calmed down a little bit, and you can continue making your videos. But that decision's up to Mr. Jarbo. Whatever MundaneMatt wants to do, he's going to do. That much is obvious, because he wanted to flag videos. He wanted to lie about it. And he and no one else created the situation that he finds himself in right now. So if Mr. Jarbo decides not to take any time off and to continue making videos, which it seems as though that's what his decision is, then all the power to him. I hope he stays the course, because the road is going to be a little rough for him. And I just hope he's able to see it through, if that's what he's decided to do. Because right now, people don't see him as MundaneMatt. They see him as Flagging Fred.